Good morning, guys. I wanted to create another video. This is Susan from over50resource.com, and I wanted to create another video to show you guys, tell you a little bit about why I went back to work, tell you a little bit about what I do, how much I make, and why I started this YouTube channel. So right now, current time where I live, it is 3:25 and 38 seconds, counting down. So I got up early this morning, as I do every morning, to work on my side gig before I go to work. So I haven't had a job since 2005. I have worked a couple of odds and end jobs. And the reason I'm telling you guys this so that you can kind of know the whole thing about why I went back to work. Okay, so first, I need some Morning Joe to wake me up. All right, so I quit my good paying gig when I was 30 some years old. I think I was like 30, 33, somewhere around there, early 30s. In 2005, I walked away from the post office to chase the entrepreneurial dream, which was a hindsight's always good, because you can kind of know what you did wrong and stuff. And hindsight 2020 was I should have stayed at the job, worked online to build my income, and then quit when I made enough money to walk away from my job. But I didn't. I took the jump. I hated my job. I took the jump and walked away before I even made a penny online, and ended up filing bankrupt. So last year from my side gig, and I'll tell you guys about my side gig later, but right now, last year from my side gig, I did pretty good. I probably cleared, after taxes and everything, probably cleared about 60, give or take, somewhere around there, which isn't bad. But this year, with the economy the way it is, my income has really gone down a lot. And so, I don't know, around January, February, I started really thinking about, okay, I want to use my online income to max out my 401k, or be able to put as much as possible in my 401k as I can. And in order for me to do that, is I can't pay myself a commission from that income. So I thought, well, let me go ahead and go back to work and get a job. Because at that time, a couple of my friends were working at, were looking for a job. Well, one of my friends was looking for a job to go back to work. And so I thought, well, I'd rather do this at 50 than I would have to do it at 70. And I know some people choose to work during retirement, and that's fine if you choose to work during retirement. But I don't want to have to be in a situation to where I have to work because financially I'm not able to survive. And if I kept going down the road that I'm going down right now, then I would. So not that I'm making a lot, and I'm working, just so you guys know, I'm working at Lowe's Hardware. I work there full time. I work about 35 to 36 hours, and I started part-time, and then I switched over to full-time. And as I said, it doesn't pay a lot of money. So I'm not going to get rich from it, and that's why I do a side gig. I do think that having a side gig and a job, until your side gig is actually making a lot of money, then at that point you can decide whether you want to leave, so that you don't put your family or yourself in any financial hardships, because it is tough when you're trying to come back from financial hardships. All right, so the reasons that I went back to work are because, one, I didn't want to pay for myself from a side gig anymore. I wanted to leave all that money in my business savings account, and that way at the end of the year I could max out my 401k, or put in as much as I possibly could. And then number two was because of medical. While I was self-employed, you do have Obamacare. You could choose the government marketplace for insurance, but it's not the best insurance. And while I am young and I don't go to the doctor very much, I just wanted to have good insurance. And Lowe's does have good insurance. And then three, I was getting a little stiff from working online all the time. My muscles and my legs and everything were getting a little sore, because I wasn't doing a lot. I was basically I'd work online for about 2 or 3 hours a day, and then I'd go to the gym or go for a walk. But my muscles were just getting really sore. So I thought, well, let me go ahead and go back to work. Since I went back to work, and the goal was that I was just going to go part-time, but then I kind of had a whole mix-up with my health insurance when I took 2 weeks unpaid. And so I thought, well, let me just go full-time because I have better insurance. And so while full-time isn't what I really like, I go in I leave home around 5:15 and get there around 5:30, give or take. And it takes me about 22 minutes to get to work. And I am always early. I think it's just a discipline that was instilled in me when I was in the military. And so then I don't clock in until 6 o'clock. And then I leave I leave at 1:30. Unless somebody needs my help, I stay a little bit later, but I'd like to get out there as quickly as possible. So I'm on the green team right now. If any of you guys are familiar with Lowe's, and that means that I'm working in the garden center. But right now with the heat index the way it is in the eastern coast, I actually like to work inside. So I'm hoping in the inside lawn and garden. And one thing I have noticed about myself, and I think it was instilled in me at an early age, is that I am a great employee. By that I mean I don't like to be told what to do, but I am a hard worker. And I think that's just ingrained in people in our generation, that we know how to work. And that's not really what I want to do forever. I'm hoping that I'll just be able to stay there for a year. The goal is just to stay there for a year, and then hopefully my online income will bounce back once the economy recovers. But right now, it is the season in my life where I'm at, and I'm at Lowe's. So, and then the final reason that I got the job was because I was, and I think this is reason number 4, is because I was getting lonely just being here at home without anybody talking to anybody. I do have a partner, but she works all the time too, Monday through Friday. Now, so I thought, well, let me go back to Lowe's and I will be around people, which is great and everything, and I have nothing negative to say about anybody. I try not to be negative or anything, but the one thing I have noticed about those type of jobs, and Lowe's in particular, I'm not sure about any other job because I've never worked in those type of jobs before, is that the gossip is just unreal. So while I do get to socialize with people, it also puts me in the middle of all this gossip that I don't particularly care about. And then, of course, the 5th and final reason, and I probably already said this, but this was the main reason that I went back, was I would rather go back to work and suffer a little bit right now in my 50s than I would have to go back at 70. So with my Lowe's income, like I said, I am only making $14.50 an hour. It's not a lot of money, but I am using that to invest as much as I can and grow my investments. I invest in my Roth IRA and taxable incomes, and then I also have an emergency fund that I put money into. All right, guys, so I said this was going to be 5 reasons why I went back to work at Lowe's, but actually I got one more reason, the 6th reason and the final reason that I decided to go back to work at Lowe's is because I'm hoping that with this little bit of time that I spend at Lowe's, even though it's not a lot of money, that it will increase my Social Security allotment when I turn 62, that I can start taking money from my Social Security. Because the last time I checked that, because I went for so long without investing into Social Security because I wasn't making any money from my entrepreneurial journey, it dropped my the amount that I'm going to be able to get from Social Security down to, I think it was $1,400 and some dollars last I checked, that I would get paid if I start withdrawing at 62. And then, of course, as you wait longer, if you defer the payment, then your Social Security amount, the amount that you can withdraw, increases. But none of us knows how long we have to live on this earth. And so I was always told by people that I know who are retired right now that you want to start withdrawing the money as soon as you turn 62. Well, if I have investments that are paying me a decent amount of money, then I can start withdrawing at 62. But I also don't want to be like my mom. She's living off of $1,900 a month. I mean, can you imagine living off $1,900 a month? I can't. I mean, it's so expensive. So I'm hoping that with me working my side gig and then me working at Lowe's, that it will increase the amount of money that I can get. Now, also, I don't know, with the whole Social Security thing going on right now, that when I do reach that age, they're talking about that you're only going to be able to get, that I'm only going to be able to get, like, instead of getting a full 100%, the word is, and I don't keep track of it very as much as I probably should, and I probably will start keeping track of it more as I get closer to 62. But they're saying that instead of getting the full 100% of the compensation, I'm only going to be able to get I think it's 75% instead of 100. So that alone is going to decrease the amount of Social Security. So I don't want to be dependent on Social Security. So that's the reason that I'm putting as much away as I can right now into other investments so that I can depend on myself, because I don't have any children. We don't have any kids. We don't have anybody that we can rely on. Plus, anyone who has kids, they don't want to put themselves in a situation to where their kids have to help take care of them. So it's up to me to do whatever it is I have to do. And so right now, as I said, this season in my life, I have chosen to go back to work at Lowe's. It's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I like to do. As a matter of fact, I was quite embarrassed about doing it and telling my brother, because I'd been so long as an entrepreneur and didn't have a job and had all this freedom, which I definitely miss. I never realized, I took it for granted when I had all this freedom, and now here I am back at work. So tomorrow is payday. Tomorrow will be Friday. Today's Thursday, July 13th, and tomorrow I'll get paid. The money will be deposited into my checking account, and I'm going to walk you guys through and show you how I invest and where I invest my big Lowe's paycheck. So be sure and come back tomorrow, because I'm going to walk you guys through and show you exactly where I put my money. And hopefully this will help you guys, because like I said, I get tired of watching these videos that talk about people who earn hundreds and thousands of dollars and they're catching up for retirement. Well, you know what? Most of America, I want to say at least a good 60% of America does not make, and it might be even more. I'm not even sure what the statistics are. But we don't make over $100,000. So, so we kind of feel left out. Well, how do we invest? We don't make a lot of money. Well, I'm going to show you guys. Of course, your finances are going to be different, because it just depends on how much you have available after, how much debt you have, how much, your family situation and everything. But I'm going to walk you guys through step by step. So be sure and come back tomorrow, and I'm going to walk you through. This is it. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my coffee, and I will finish getting ready for work. But I wanted to tell you guys why I chose to go back to work at 50. And it may be something that you may need to decide to do. If you want to do, is either you may not want to go back to work. You might want to start a side gig. And the reason for the side gig would be not to buy more stuff for around the house, because stuff is what gets you trapped at work. Instead of buying stuff, you grow your investments, grow your portfolios, invest in real estate, do something that's going to pay you passive income while you're sleeping. Because like Warren Buffett said, if you've never heard the saying, if you don't find a way to make money while you're sleeping, you're going to work until you die. And that's what I don't want. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's not something I like to do. I don't want to have to work at Lowe's forever, but it is where I am right now. And I'm just enjoying the process. I wanted to share with you guys why I went back to work at 50. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.